So hey guys, it turns out under 5 is just probably best played as like a control format. So not really sure if you're a fan of these games, but Paleo or that type of deck seems to be pretty damn good. So we're going to resolve reasoning here. And this duel, I learned a lot, I guess. But also, yeah, reasoning takes a while to resolve. So yep. Excavate, send, excavate, send, excavate, send. Yep. So you could argue that the reasoning hit a bit too well, and there is no rollback for this event. So reasoning isn't like as crazy as it would be on like rank ladder per se. But all right, I send most of my deck, and I made one adjustment that makes it so I won't lose as hard, I guess, if I mill like the entirety of my deck. So yep, still milling, and we go down to 10 cards left in deck. And then we'll just set these in pass, and Trap Trick's actually useless because we have no targets. And I actually didn't bother double checking, so I will set this Trap Trick later, and it will bite me in the ass later. But okay. My opponent just passes back to me. I have absolutely nothing. I hold on to the Quaking, I believe. Because well, I didn't think like 20 turns ahead, you know? And you might be wondering how there could be 20 more turns when I only have 8 cards left in deck. Well, my opponent got unbricked by a top deck that they had this turn, so I believe it was Cyber Emergency that unbricked them. And then they'll just do whatever the combo is. This might seem a little bit horrifying at first, but then you realize, oh right, this is under 5. What under 5 virtual monster are they going to summon? The correct answer is Betos Buster Control, so yeah, it's actually not that bad. And by not that bad, I mean not that good. So not that bad of a situation. But yeah. They're just cycling through, I guess. Uh-huh. Excavate. Yep. Set 3. And they're also playing kind of a control type strategy as well. So we're going to try Lost Wind here. Doesn't really work. Alright. They must have been really afraid of something to not attack. So, yeah, we're fine. There was no lethal anyways because, you know, I have 3 copies of Rise to Full Height in the graveyard. And they're not negatable, I guess, so that's something. My opponent's just cycling through cards once again. Is this mandatory? No, it's optional to add. Okay. Well, alright. I'm not sure if they cycled through their cards wrong with Medionis, but alright. They make Utopic, Drake of Future, but in defense, they're still too scared to attack. It's probably because they saw me mill several different variations of Mirror Force. So, yeah, just a little bit horrified, I guess. We don't really have much going for us here. Danglong, Omni, yep. Omni number like 2 or 3. We'll try Threatening Roar in the main phase. Lost Wind. Magic Key Unlocking. Apparently they actually played 3 Unlocking, so yeah, this takes a while. Uh-huh. We'll try that effect, because why not? I just want that banished, honestly. And yep. Lost Wind is not once per chain, so we can set both Lost Winds here. And I don't know why, but Lost Wind does not get banished for some reason. Like here, this was set from the graveyard, right? This was also set from the graveyard. Neither of these are banished. That one gets shuffled back. This one gets destroyed. You can set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. It left the field, but it didn't get banished twice. Well, maybe Lost Wind is just bugged this patch. Well, either way, it doesn't really matter too much. Anyway. We got the 2 negates off of that Mu Beta. Great. So now they make the second Mu Beta. Alright, Lost Wind resets itself. Uh-huh. And here's where they summon Betos Buster to grab unlocking, so that this is the third unlocking. They're going to attack here. I'll try storming. Yep, sure. Okay, rise to full height. Try quaking. Nope, nothing. Alright, they can't attack again. We're chilling. And here we have Ice Dragon's Prison. Back. And we're going to put back rise to full height here. And here they're like really, really afraid for some reason. I believe they don't attack here for some reason. But you know what? We take it. Maybe they're trying to go for deck out because I have barely any cards and they feel like that's safer. Because if they attack, that can trigger Mirror Force, and Mirror Force will then allow me to special summon my Paleos. I guess that's like okay logic, sound logic. They make assembled Nightingale and Fucho to kind of like block me, I guess. Alright, Ice Dragon Prison. That gets unlocking. Cool. They're not attacking into my backjack. But we have Redeemable Jar now. And we can protect the Redeemable Jar with the Lost Wind I have here. And that allows me to summon Oleanoids here. Okay, level adjustment, annoying, but whatever. And now with the Redeemable Jar, this actually changes everything. So now we'll grab Needle Sealant. We'll go remove the material from the Fucho. Okay. Now we'll go Needle Sealant. I'll remove quite a few guys. We're not going to bother using Backjack effect because we're already running out of cards. So yeah, I'll just leave that be. We definitely don't die here. They're probably going for deck out here, but it's not gonna happen, I promise you. So here, we're going to bash Trap Trick, and then we're going to grab Leoncolia, and as you can see here, I couldn't set some of these cards because I have Trap Trick set here and Hope for Escape, which is just like a little bit unlucky, but whatever. Grab Oleanoids. Special summon Morella. We're going to put tap Tantalizing Tune in the graveyard here, and I saw this like a few turns ago when I realized, wait, I'll lose the deck out at this rate. But then I realized, oh wait, I can just use Redeemable Jar to banish whatever trap. I have a bajillion traps I can banish, right? And then I can use this to grab Leoncolia. Leoncolia sends itself to the graveyard. And then we can reset trap Tantalizing Tune, put something back in the deck, and then we can just do that for not literally forever, I don't think. Maybe it is forever, but it's at least something we have as an option for, I don't know, let's say the next 100 turns, and I can add back essentially 2 traps every rotation, like opponent turn, my turn, opponent turn, my turn. So every time it becomes my turn again, I've added 2 cards, and I get to set them, and then I can activate them because of Redeemable Jar, which is pretty insane right now. And as it happens, I've stripped them of all of their spell trap negates at this point, so they no longer have an answer for Redeemable Jar. So, epic. Now I'm no longer under threat of just any of this, so now I'm going to start setting this up and start running over some of their cards. And we're going to just banish some worthless cards here. Gotta make sure to always set at least 1 Leoncolia to prevent deck out though. Alright. And we're just cycling through all of the Paleos here. And we're summoning them into attack because I actually want to take some battle damage so I can activate Hope for Escape. It's a little bit of risky business, but it's not like my opponent can force me to draw here, so should be fine. Eventually they will run out of ways to cycle their monsters, and it'll be doomed. Well, for them. And apparently they have a Royal Utopia in their extra deck, so nice Utopia. Second Fucho. Summoning it into attack position for fun, I guess. There's no Zeus, so whatever. there was a Zeus, I'd be a little bit in trouble. But alright. We're going to put back Quaking. Yep, Bash Threatening Roar. Grab back Lancolia. I think maybe there was something more efficient we could have done for Demoble Jar here, but I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. So hope for escape. We'll draw one. Yep. Cycle through these guys. We'll put Binia. Epic. Don't really want to commit too much. I could have activated these on the same turn, but they're risks. Don't want to burn through my resources too much for absolutely no reason. They do have a Raigeki randomly though. So, yep. Raigeki, cool. Now only Annoyed's here. I'll Dynamiscus. And I'll chain this and chain that and then, yep. Chain Link a bajillion. So I'm stopping myself from decking out. I'm removing the trap trick there, finally, after like who knows how many turns. 22 turns, I guess. And they could have chain blocked the Peleos, but it doesn't really matter that much because, yeah, right? Okay. Now we'll put back Rise to Full Height, Redeemable Jar, then Colia, and now Molcaris. And we're just going to pop the whatever that is. Oh hey, 3 Paleo. Now that allows me to change my attack order. Great. And now they have no monsters on the field, and I think they don't have any in their hand either. Maybe not even in their deck, right? So now they're unable to summon any monsters to the field. Like their graveyard is full of Drytron monsters, but Drytron monsters require you to tribute something from either your field or hand, and there's nothing in his field or hand, so his graveyard's completely dead. His hand's dead. He's not quite dead, but he will be soon, basically. So yeah, GG, I guess. So yeah, there are a crap ton of control based strategies. I mean, you could technically play something like Exo Sisters, but also Exo Sisters is expensive, and some random control deck is actually cheaper to make, and they're fairly viable. So, but why not just play some control variant instead? Maybe I could try, I don't know, like Paleo Frogs or something. Like, still no totally awesome, but you still got the frogs back at least. So maybe that's something. Or I can just try messing around with other traps, I guess. Magical Hats really isn't as good without transaction rollback. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.